All right, welcome to episode 36 of the Bullheaded Podcast. This is your, pseudo NBA trade deadline talk. I'm here with my boy Zoo and P-Bush. What's up, fellas?
Doing great, man. It's a good day to be a Bulls fan, and it's about damn time. Welcome, Vucci Maine, to Chicago, man. That's my nickname for him, Vucci Maine.
Vucci Maine. Yo, we got an upgrade in Nikola, man. We used to have Nikola Mirotic. Now we got an all-star in Vukovic, baby. 24 and 12. 24 and 12. Let's freaking go, man.
Finally have a tandem. We finally have a legitimate tandem. Yeah. Carlos Boozer was not a tandem.
Carlos Boozer, man.
No hate on Carlos. He did his job, but not as well as a Chris Bosh or LeBron James signing would have been 10 years ago. So it's finally 10 years later. We're finally getting it, man.
AK did this in less than 7 months, man.
He did.
Incredible. Bravo, AK.
Yes, sir. So they alluded to a lot of the trade talk, like you say. I think the Vucevic trade was one of the first trades that went down, along with a bunch of different trades. And we're going to get into those acquisitions of different teams and see how they shift the balance of power. And P-Bush, I'm going to go ahead and start with you, man. I'm pretty sure you're going to start with the Bulls. What do you think about the Bulls and their trades and all that type of stuff?
I got to give him an A, man. I have to give him an A on this trade. I think it's relatively obvious, but I did see a lot of Bulls fans, being like, why are you giving up 2 first-rounders? Why are you giving up Wendell? And I'm like, is Vucevic
Wendell?
No, Zoo, listen. I'm sitting here like, are the Magic that bad that nobody knew how good Vucevic actually is? Because I think he's just been so underrated for years. I mean, he's only a 2-time All-Star. And you could argue he should have been at least 3 to 4 times. The last handful of years, man, he's just been on the up and up. He hit his prime late. I think, he pulled a John Stockton, and he's just balling out. And now he's a Chicago Bull. I'm excited to see him. We have a legit scoring big man, something that we hoped Lauri Markkanen would be. He is a fraud. He can only dunk the ball, apparently, and they can't even beat the Cavaliers. So I will be betting more on the Bulls now that they have a legit all-star duo in the Eastern Conference. This makes things interesting.
Arturas Karnisovas. This is why I trusted you. This guy makes moves, man. And this is a secret move. No rumors about getting Vucevic, like none at all. No leaks at all. Him and Orlando Magic talking. Obviously, Orlando's going full rebuild. They're trading their entire roster right now, which is pretty funny. Like they traded 3 starting guys in this trade that in one day. They traded 3
in starters. 1 day.
Yeah, and 3 starters to contending teams now, playoff contending teams. So right now, the Bulls, they got rid of Wendell Carter Jr., who's been a bust. Otto Porter, who's been sitting on the bench.
Making 22.
22
mil.
Stealing money.
Stealing money from people should be arrested for fraud and theft. This man could go, he's banned to Orlando, man. He could chill down there and be on the tanking Orlando Magic now. But, oh, my Lord, and 2 first-round protected top 4.
Protected.
I like that. So if they accidentally jump into the top 4, they get to keep the pick. So right now, you lose whatever. If you lose
tank.
Yeah, dude. If you lose a 10th, 11th or overall pick, whatever. I'm not gonna lose much sleep over that. If we lost a top 4 pick, then I might be like, ooh, okay, that might hurt a little. But with this protection that AK got in there, this trade was fantastic. We got 2 all-stars now.
Yeah.
2 all-stars. Well, the last time we had 2 all-stars, we had Derrick Rose and Jimmy Butler.
And Luol Deng. Don't forget Luol Deng, too.
Oh, my Lord. Luol Deng. So forgettable. One of those fake, fraudulent all-stars. Vukovic is a real all-star, putting up 24 and 12. And we upgraded at a position that we were getting shredded at. We also made the trade to get Daniel Tice.
That was a nice, simple move.
Love it.
Simple,
backup
nice
center. Great pickup, man. We traded Mo Wagner where we got rid of Gafford. Chandler Hutchison. Bunch of trash bags, man. Bunch of trash bags. So we got rid of the trash. We got in new people. We traded 6 guys in the last day. Legitimately, we flipped the roster. So I'm just Arturas Karnisovas saw the patheticness that the Bulls were showing against the Cleveland Cavaliers without Colin Sexton, their best player, and we lost
Darius Garland, man.
How the
Dropping a
hell did we
double-double.
lose that? I feel like he saw that game and he's just like, we need to make some major upgrades. And now we saw what he's been cooking up. He got us an all-star, something that Garpack hasn't done in 10 years of being the GM. They done nothing
That's
like
pretty
this.
bad.
When have they
you
ever
and I agree
traded
on
for an
that.
all-star? Never. This man,
Well,
in less than a year, got us an all-star.
Because they always wanted to maintain the young core. That was what they always said every year going in. They never wanted to make a trade. But look, they finally did it. I do wish AK, somehow would have been able to pull off the Lonzo Ball move, maybe moving Lauri Markkanen. I do think that they'll end up doing a sign and trade type thing with Lauri Markkanen, closer to the summer. I don't expect the Bulls to be, honestly, if I'm being a realist here, I don't expect the Bulls to be making it that far in the playoffs, even with this addition. So if they can get some, a couple other moves going on, clear some more cap space to eventually sign a third guy, down the road possibly, that's what I'm hoping for. But Zoo, there were a lot of trades today, man. What do you think about the Aaron Gordon trade? That was a good one.
Good pickup by the
second
Denver
best trade.
Yeah, good
I
pickup.
thought that was the second best.
Yeah, this is when you have you got the prey, and then you got the prey, and you got sharks, man. The sharks are killing, man. They're getting up all from the Orlando Magic, man. They're the prey right now. They're giving up their babies. They're ditching their babies right now. They're leaving and letting their babies get eaten up right now, and they give up Aaron Gordon for nothing, man. Pretty much
nothing.
You got draft compensation, but
Gary Harris is solid.
Gary Harris, okay, a cute
Hampton,
player, whatever.
Hampton.
Whatever, man.
You're
getting a nice forward, man, to play against the Western Conference bigs. This guy's a freak athlete, Aaron Gordon. Obviously, he got his wish, man. He demanded a trade, got out, went to a good situation, get to play with Jokic, Jamal Murray. You go from that Orlando Magic tragedy to a Denver Nuggets team who made it to the Western Conference Finals. What more can you ask? You're in a great situation, great culture, great teammates, great coaching, and they're going to try to win a championship this year. So perfect situation for Aaron Gordon, and he finally gets some time in the bright lights to see if he could get some work done.
Hey, and Zoo, I'd be willing to bet that whoever the Denver GM is now took some notes on what AK was doing over there prior to coming to Chicago. So AK is helping out the Bulls. He clearly mentored people in Denver. You can see that, Denver is probably the most up and coming team, in my opinion. You could say the Suns, but they do have, Chris Paul, who is aging, right? He's not getting any younger. So if you're looking at a young roster, that Denver Nuggets team, 3-4 years from now could be a legitimate contender year in and year out. And what they were really missing was defense, man. After they lost, wing players last year, Torrey Craig, I'm forgetting the name of the guy on the Pistons now. Yeah, Jeremy Grant. They needed a guy who, they were middle of the pack, defense this year. They were really bad at the beginning of the year. I think we talked about it a couple times. And this guy gives you like 15 and 7 rebounds a game. I think he'll pair beautifully with Nikola Jokic, man. I think that there's going to be some lobs in there. Man. I think there's going to be a lot of fun highlights coming out of Denver upcoming. They also got JaVale McGee, which, I'm not saying he's great.
I'm sleeping on that, man. I don't give a damn about JaVale McGee, man.
They are so rumbling up and down the court, and now they get 2 semi-athletic guys. They needed some hype and athleticism with that slow-ass team, man. They like to get out and run, but they don't really have, athletes, before making those trades. So they wanted some guys to spice things up, keep up with the Western Conference teams. I think that's the second best trade of the day. Zoo, you got any other sleepers though?
Dude, that Oladipo trade?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What?
It's a great trade.
That came out of nowhere.
Houston Rockets, man. I remember when that trade occurred, they got Oladipo as the prize outside the first round picks, right?
Yep.
And I was like, this dude's, first of all, he's a free agent next year, so he's not guaranteed to stay long term. They flipped Karis LeVert for him. Karis LeVert is a better asset because he's on a longer contract deal. He's younger, and he has to stay there because he's under contract.
He's balling.
Yeah, Oladipo does it, man. So they got 20 games of Oladipo, a couple of first-round picks, and then they got Avery Bradley, Kelly Olynyk, and Dante Exum for James Harden, who is an MVP candidate. I feel bad for Houston Rockets fans because they could have got Ben Simmons. I've been saying this. They could have got Ben Simmons and a nice young player and a pick. That's a nice consolation prize of losing James Harden. Ben Simmons is a perennial all-star. He's been an all-star the past couple of years. So they could have got a perennial all-star locked up for the next couple of years, but instead they got draft picks.
Yeah.
Draft picks.
Yeah.
You're lucky enough to get that one of those draft picks turn out to be a Ben Simmons type player under contract for multiple years. You'll be lucky. So I'm just like, Houston, you guys have a freaking problem, and this is a natural disaster right now going on there, man. These are some bad trades, man. Bad trades.
And the thing is, Sean and I were talking about this pre-production, but like, Oladipo, if he can, because he's obviously been down and out in his mentality. I mean, he was hurt. If you're on a team that loses 20 games in a row, oh my God, man, I would blow a gasket. I don't know how you lose 20 games in a row. That blows my mind. He wanted to be in Miami the entire time. Yeah. Oladipo.
Yeah, there were rumors.
He wanted to get there first, right? And then he obviously got sent because when the Heat were in discussions for trades earlier, with Harden, Ben Simmons, etc. He thought maybe he'd get moved in a 3-team deal down to Miami. Hey, but in the end, it all worked out. He's in a great situation. Yeah. They're actually going to get LaMarcus Aldridge too.
Yeah, wow.
When he gets cut, they're the prime contender to sign him, and he'll probably take a very small amount of
minimum
money.
A
Blake Griffin kind of contract right now. So this team could be scary. They've lost 4 in a row as of tonight. They really need to pick it up. The East, we were talking about this as well. Like, there's so much movement from the 4th seed downwards. It's within 3 games between 6 spots. So this is going to be a hell of a last, 25 to 30 games of the season. But man, how about that JJ Redick signing to the Mavs?
Yeah, that was a low key. Yeah, because they need shooting. Do you know why? Because they traded Seth Curry for Josh Richardson, who just sucks at shooting. He's a good defender, but he's not a shooter. So pretty much they're getting their Seth Curry replacement right now, and JJ Redick, who's just a nice veteran shooting guard. Like, he does his job, hits some threes. Terrible at defense, but he spaces the floor.
Liability.
Luka Doncic and him, man. I feel like he's going to be getting a lot of open looks, man.
Yeah, they were desperate after letting Seth Curry go, man. That was a bad move in my opinion for the Mavericks, who are now just hanging around that 7-8 spot in the West at this point. But they need JJ to get healthy. He's 36 years old. How much can he contribute? But hey, man, you can never have too many shooters on a team in this current day NBA. So that was a little bit more of a sneaky move in my opinion.
Man.
But nothing pivotal. There were like 3 pivotal trades in my opinion today: Oladipo, Aaron Gordon, and Vucevic. Those were the 3.
Oh, it was crazy because those trades went off like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah,
it was nonstop, man. Yeah, Woj was tweeting, man. Him and Shams went off, but I still can't get over why my man Arturas pulled off, man. I'm still in awe because trading for an all-star is just really hard to do. And he has multiple years. So he's got this year, and he's got 2 more years on his deal right now. Yeah. So they're loading up for a playoff run. And this is what they're going to do, man. They're going to be attracted enough to get a free agent to make a big 3, baby. You get the 2 all-stars.
All right.
Sean, this is part of the best. I heard AK say, we ain't done yet. We ain't done, baby. That's what I like to hear.
He was probably talking about Lonzo. Dude, and that fell through. So he is done for the moment. Let's be honest.
No. This is just the beginning, baby.
All right,
we get that 3rd all-star. Oh,
you already got him on the roster.
You already got him on the roster.
Kyle Lowry. Oh, please no. Please do not get Kyle Lowry, man.
I didn't know he was like 35. I didn't know he was.
Yeah, that dude old, man. He's old.
He's an old point guard. Did not know that.
We don't need old dudes. We need our young bloods, man.
Hey, I'd take CP3 any day of the week. He's
Wait a minute. So I got a question. Wait a minute. So if, I guess because I think Lonzo would be restricted.
Yeah,
after this year.
Bulls could go try to sign him if they renounce Lauri Markkanen.
Who y'all getting rid of? Because y'all can't have those 3 of Kobe, Lonzo, and Zach. Kobe's going to be the odd.
I feel like Kobe White. Kobe might. Yeah, do you know why? Arturas said that he is not happy with the point guard position, a.k.a. he's not happy with Kobe White because that dude got an opportunity to start, and he has just not been a great point guard.
He lost it.
Yeah, he's a good scorer. He lost the job to Tomas Satoransky, who's pretty much just a backup. Like, Tomas Satoransky, this guy ain't that good, man. He's just so average, man. But an
They
average
were trying to
point
light a
guard.
fire. They were trying to light a
Dude,
fire. Under
yeah,
Kobe.
but you saw Wendell got benched. He got traded. Kobe got benched. He might get traded. But if we can pull off a Kobe White trade in the offseason, some teams might believe in Kobe's upside.
I think a lot of teams will want Kobe.
Yeah, people might want like a young scoring combo guard, man, 6'4",
maybe Houston.
good size. Yeah, they stupid.
I don't want anybody on Houston though.
I'll take their first round picks, man.
True.
I'll take that asset because I don't know Kobe White. He's just a career. I feel like a career 6-man. That'll be his highest upside. So that upside, like whatever, you can find
that.
Yeah, like nah, man. We got Zach LaVine and Vukovic, baby.
Kobe kind of reminds me of like a better Clarkson. Because Clarkson's kind of like, because I feel like him and Clarkson has those moments where he gets really hot, and I think Kobe can evolve into that.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
but yeah,
6-man. But like, is Jordan Clarkson worth like $20 million?
No, well, I don't know how much did he got paid pretty decent.
I would pay a guy like that like 12 to 14 a year. You know, like if you're like a legit 6-man,
he's getting paid $13 million.
That's perfect. Like that's a decent salary. 4-year, $52 million. Like that's what you would have seen 10 years ago. You know, for a pretty damn good player. But nowadays, it's just like everybody's getting paid $20 million a year.
Yeah,
Otto Porter, get your ass out of Chicago, man. I hope
he's probably getting bought
out of O'Hare,
wherever he's at. Yeah, he's probably getting bought out because I just don't. Where did he go? I can't remember where he got.
Orlando.
Yeah, he's getting bought out. He's definitely getting bought out.
Nah, you can't. No one's buying out that contract, man.
But I'm saying, what is his worth with? Like, I feel like
zero.
Orlando's,
you know why? They're tanking, man. They're tanking expiring contract, man. They got drafted. They traded
everybody's hurt too
for the 2 first-rounders and Wendell. That's pretty much what they did. Otto Porter was just to fill contracts, and that was perfect, man. Because we got Vukovic's contract, man, which I love, man. Great contract. Oh man.
I really didn't understand the Norman Powell to Portland.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that move at all. I thought Portland was going to try to get Gordon. I feel like that was a better fit. So their 3 main guys are 3 6'3" guards, or Dame's like 6'2" or 6'1", but
they were trying to get Aaron Gordon. The Blazers were trying to get Aaron Gordon, which that would have been a perfect fit for them. I mean, if you're looking at 2 Western Conference teams that need an Aaron Gordon type player, the Nuggets are 1, and I'd say the Blazers are 2. If you're not counting like the Lakers trying to get even more stacked, lost 3 in a row, but had to toss it into. You know, it was.
They're gonna lose a lot more too without Braun and AD. They're gonna lose a lot more.
Braun never gets injured, man, and it was actually really surprising to see him. Except that he rolled like 3 feet off the court and then like got up like 30 seconds later and walked off.
Drained a 3.
You know why he did that though? Because
10 points. You wanted to get double-digit points.
Exactly.
Yeah, he would have been a streak would have been snapped. Yeah. That's crazy.
Man.
Gotta love him, man.
He loves the numbers, man. He loves stats so much,
loves
man.
that. He's like, I gotta pad him, you know, still.
Yeah. And trust and believe, if he would have missed that, he would have stayed in somehow.
Until he made it, man. I swear to God. Because I remember the same thing happened in the NBA Finals. LeBron was like 1 assist away from a triple-double in the entire playoff series. Game was over, but he jacked it to J.R. Smith. He hit a 3, and he got his triple-double for the playoff series, even though the series is over. I still remember that. He was so going for the stats.
I'm surprised he trusted J.R. Smith with that stat there, though. You know, after all the stuff he did to him, man.
Oh man. That was the season after, man. That was the season after he did that.
So this was prior.
Yeah.
He didn't know yet.
dude, the year after, the dude got waived, man. He didn't have a job.
True. You're right.
Yeah, J.R. Smith kind of just sneaked in another ring last year. Like he was on there. Him and Dion waiting. They didn't do nothing during the playoffs. They played a couple games during the bubble.
They're cheerleaders, man. Yeah. They're cheerleaders, man.
And they're getting paid a couple mil. What a great job.
For real. But so we went through a couple of the trades that were impactful. Me personally, I really think the Oladipo trade, if he's just anything close to Indiana.
He's averaging 20. He's averaging 20.
That's going to be crazy because that means, I guess, potentially you have Dragic, who would it be? Oladipo, Butler, Robinson, and Bam. And then you got Hero off the bench.
Oh.
That's going to be crazy during the playoffs. That's a good 6 right there.
They got a lot better.
Yeah. So we're going to see, like I say, I think the Eastern Conference playoffs are going to be really nice this year. Western Conference is always going to be dominant, but I really think Eastern Conference is going to be something to look at this year. But for our last topic, we're going to talk about the NCAAs and the Sweet 16. Needless to say, there was a lot of upsets. A lot of brackets got crushed. I didn't even look at mine. After I saw Abilene Christian beat Texas, I was like, I don't even care anymore. Like, I stopped looking at it. I was like, it doesn't matter. I'm probably whatever.
Look at Zoo sitting.
But yeah, I think
what did I say about the Trends, man? U of I, week 12, they were number 13, baby. I crossed them off my list. And when they lost, so many brackets got busted, man. And I'll tell you, Gonzaga, after they whooped Creighton, because they just been whooping everyone like it's nobody's business, they're going to advance even easier because Iowa lost. I guess their toughest competitor. So they got to be a 6th or a 7th seed to make it to the Final Four. Come on. Gonzaga's a lock, baby. Gonzaga's a lock. It's so obvious, man. Even like the competitor, man. If you're Michigan, they're without their best player, I think, injured, man. Alabama, man, Houston, whatever. It's the Gonzaga Invitational, baby. I told you now, and you wait a couple weeks, Gonzaga's going to be in Final Four. He's going to be in championship. I think I have them over Baylor, and I'll be sitting like this. Look at the Trends, baby. Just look at the Trends.
They've never won, Zoo. I'm
telling you, they're going to win this year, man. It's going to be Gonzaga or Baylor. That's what my Trends tell me.
Yeah, so right now I have 2 of my 4 Final Fours still in it. I have Florida State and I've got Gonzaga. They're
going to meet.
And they're going to meet. And I don't know, man. There's a couple games that I'm interested to watch. I think, obviously, Gonzaga over Creighton. I think that's the most obvious.
Creighton barely won their games, man. They barely won.
Yeah, and I think that Baylor will stomp on Nova. Nova has played Winthrop in North Texas, and they're just
they blew them out, though, man. Like blowing a team out by 20 points. That's impressive.
Yeah, sure, but dude, Baylor. I mean, they got to play. So they haven't played any competition, and now they have to run into the second best team in the country. Mm-hmm. So I think Baylor's going to stomp. I think Arkansas will finally crush Oral Roberts, who has definitely created many a joke in this March Madness, for sure. And then Bama UCLA, I think Bama's got that one. But the two games I have in mind are USC Oregon and Oregon State Loyola. I think those are 2 of the more interesting games that could be close in the end that are fun to watch. Loyola is not a Cinderella, man. They are not a Cinderella.
Dude, the big fellow, man. Looking like bootleg Jokic out there with the passing, man. High post, man.
You would have thought he'd have a van at the back of the stadium offering candy to kids, dude. That's what he looks like. I swear to God.
Shave that stash, man. He shave his head, man.
Stash. He's got to get rid of that. But man, he looks 35, and he's got the footwork of Hakeem Olajuwon almost. I mean, he's just honestly, he only goes left. I think people will end up. He always goes and spins up with the left jump hook. It's his big move. But man, they have some shooters. They got God on their side. It's just over. It's over for everyone, dude. I don't think I was joking with my buddies. I don't think she could even see the game. She was just holding her glasses down. I don't even think she could see the game. Yeah. But look, man, that's going to be a good one. And then this Pac-12, man, they're showing up and showing out. I mean, it's been ridiculous compared to the Big Ten or other conferences. So it's going to be a hell of a weekend. I'm pumped. It's been a couple days without it. Had to watch some of the women's March Madness lately. So I'm really pumped to get back into the Sweet 16 right now.
Oh, yeah. Loyola Chicago really, really impressed against U of I because I think U of I their defense just stopped U of I. I thought U of I played like decently well. They didn't play like trash. It was just Loyola. It just looked like the better team that day. And they had the best defense. They got bootleg Jokic, man. Like, I'm sorry. They got 2 other NBA guys over there. They don't look nothing special, but bootleg Jokic in college looks like the better player. He looks like the better NCAA basketball player. Yeah, I said it. He dominated the game, man. In the clutch, they gave him the ball in the high post. Yeah, the defense, the energy, man. Like, this guy's infectious. His teammates looks like they love him. Like, this guy looked like the best player on the court, and feel like he can help Loyola make a run right now because right now their school, they got pedigree now. Like, they do multiple runs. You're like you said, you're no longer Cinderella, man. You're invited to the ball now, man. There's expectations now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can get better recruiting too. I mean, I think they're going to start building this program, which is great to see for Illinois because for a while there we didn't really have many good college teams, and U of I comes up and they falter real quick, and here comes Loyola again. So I personally have Oregon State beating them. I think they're the hottest team right now coming out of the Pac-12. I mean, they won the Pac-12 championship. But look, man, USC Oregon, another pick'em game. That's going to be a tough one to call. Got a 6 versus 7 seed, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
They're both hot, and they're both playing well. I mean, half these teams, I just did not see them making it to the Sweet 16. I mean, I think everybody had the Zags, FSU, Michigan, Bama, and Arkansas, Baylor. But other than that, it's like it was pretty wide open. I thought Purdue would have beaten Villanova, but Purdue gets upset in the first round. Yeah. It was just upset city. Texas Texas was probably the biggest upset besides Ohio State. Ohio State was I retract everything I said about it on the last week's podcast. Sorry, everybody. But look, man, Oral Roberts, David versus Goliath, man.
They had the best player. They had the guy who had the most. I think he scored the most points. Oral Roberts.
Yeah, high score.
Is that like 28 a game? 28 a game. Like that's impressive, man.
Yeah. And they're the best free throw shooting team in the country, which I thought was actually pretty interesting too. So if they beat Arkansas,
I need it, man. I need them because I had Arkansas losing in one of the earlier rounds.
They can score the ball, man. So I don't know. You got any games you're looking forward to besides Gonzaga Zoo? Seems like that's all you care about.
Obviously, I don't even need to care about that game because I know they're gonna win. But Baylor Villanova, man, I'm looking at that game really, really carefully because I'm in a couple of brackets and somebody had the guts to pick Villanova to win it all. Ooh. So if Villanova wins this game, his likelihood of winning this bracket goes up substantially. And they've been playing really well, but like you said, the competition's been relatively weak, even though they've been blowing teams out. Baylor's been winning in double digits against a good Wisconsin team, a no-name Hartford team. So hopefully Baylor keeps it rolling, man, because they gotta meet the Zags, baby. Because I gotta collect that money, baby. I'm on those 2 number 1 seats.
I'm rooting for Creighton.
Hey. Good luck.
Listen.
I'm not betting. I said I'm rooting. There's a big difference right there.
This is who I'm going to say, and go ahead and put the homer tag out. But when I watched the tournament, that first round game, because I watched the Florida State, and I think they played UNC Greensboro. Florida State won that game without hitting a single three. Then in the next round, a single three-pointer. And then the next round, they played Colorado, who was kind of hot, even though you could say
they blew them out, man. I was surprised.
And blew them out. So I think if they somehow end up meeting Gonzaga, I don't know is going to be able to see that type of defense. I don't know.
Yeah,
Florida State can match up. I think their shortest guy is 6'6", and he's the point.
Yep.
That's their shortest guy.
6'6" to 6'10".
They're 6'6" and above. So it's and their best player is Scotty Barnes, who was like a defensive specialist. So I'm just saying, Florida State has the ability to make Gonzaga a little bit, make the game ugly. I will say it's not going to be, because if it's a trap meet, Gonzaga is going to blow them out.
Yeah.
But if it could get ugly, I think if that happens, Florida State has to beat Michigan. If Gonzaga plays Michigan, it'll be a blowout. It'll be
I have Florida State. I have Florida State over Michigan, man. I don't believe in Michigan, just to be completely honest.
I don't even know how they got there, to be honest, because like you said, their best player was hurt. So
they almost blew it, man. They almost blew it.
Yeah, who was that? Who were they playing?
It wasn't the first round, it was the second round. The
8-9. LSU.
Yeah, LSU was close there for a while. And then I think they ended up pulling away.
But that's the only way, because I think if Florida State and Gonzaga play and Gonzaga beats them, Gonzaga's going to win it. Because I don't see anybody on the eastern side or whatever side. I don't see anybody on that side. Baylor, I don't see it.
Yeah. Hey, it's one game at a time, which is probably the worst part. And if one team over or underestimates another team, it's all it takes. But look, man, I will say, Zoo, watching that, I didn't watch the second game Gonzaga played just because
you don't need to.
You don't need to. But I did watch the first game, and just watching them run up and down the court. I mean, they move so smoothly. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's ridiculous to watch them play. Mm-hmm. Granted, it was against whichever 16, Norfolk State, I think it was.
Norfolk State, yep.
Yeah. And oh man, it was just ugly. And I eventually just turned to a different TV in the restaurant that I was at.
No reason to watch, man.
There was no need. There was no need, man.
Yeah.
There's a reason why these spreads are all 10-plus points for Gonzaga, man. It will be consistent, man.
Suggs, if Suggs makes it to the championship game and shows out, he's going to have a really hard – I mean, the consistency is going to be Cade for number one, but he's going to have a huge platform to push it to that. Dude. 2-1 that – I don't know if he can go 1, but he definitely could solidify himself as 2. Because he's just a complete guard.
Do you think Cade maintained the one
Yeah,
spot
yeah.
in the draft, even though he
regardless
lost?
of the tournament? Yeah, he didn't even look that good in the tournament, but his talent is just so obvious that you just don't question the talent when
because he could shoot. Like the thing is, he could shoot, and he's the perfect, like you say, he's the modern day what you want to build your guard or your lead guard is. He's tall as hell, has pretty good vision, can score. He'll, like you said, they always talk about. I hate it. They're like, oh, the defense. Dude, nobody wants to play defense in college. As soon as they get to it, and really nobody plays defense in the NBA. Like as long as you guard when it matters, like that's all it really matters. Like as long as you can guard when it counts, that's it. So I think he'll be fine. But I think Suggs could push himself to that top 2.
He should be number 2.
He'd have to win it all.
Nah. I'm taking a guard over that Mobley guy. The big.
I already know you don't. I already know Zoo doesn't like Mobley. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he were to like drop 25 in the championship game and they win, I could see him.
It should not affect your opinion, dude. Guards and wings just win in the NBA. Like it's been factual for the last couple of years, man. Like
right, but why
that's what you need.
Cade? I mean, granted, yes, I know Gonzaga is way better than Oklahoma State.
Because it's a team game. I told you Oklahoma State was just not that good. Like it's just Cade Cunningham with a bunch of nice college basketball player. No NBA, not a single NBA player he played with. So
if they had one more NBA guy, he probably would. They would have selected the final.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
they would be meeting him.
Yeah, the only guy to do it just by himself was Melo in Syracuse, and it was that with that zone defense, man. That's how they won it all. But it does not happen in college basketball. It is super hard to win by yourself. Super hard.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm not too sure when. I guess the Final Fours would be after we record next week or before, or not Final Four, but Elite Eight. I'm not sure when that.
It might be like Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm not sure when they line up. To be honest, they kind of spread things out.
Yeah, COVID and all that stuff. So
yeah.
But besides that, I mean, we all know it's going to be a lot of basketball talk. Like I said, I'm going to be interested to see how these teams fit in the NBA, their roles, who does what. Like I say, I think it's 25 to 30 games left. So we're going to see who's really geared up to get into the playoffs. And then once the playoffs get here, it's going to be nonstop. So, considering, today being the trade deadline and I guess a little bit before basketball, NCAAs, there's a lot of good topics and they're going to keep coming. So make sure you guys subscribe to all of our podcasts, or our one podcast for Bullheaded. Like I said, Bullheaded_pod. Today was a active day on Instagram because I had all kind of trade talk and a bunch of highlights on Reels. So make sure you guys go look at that. And make sure you guys subscribe to us on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Anchor. And I am working to try to get us on SoundCloud. It's a little bit, not trying to really do the payment and things like that. So I'll let you guys know if we get on SoundCloud. And as always, for Zoo, P. Bush, and me, we're out.